Alrighty, so today we're going to do a review of Kenner's 1997 The Lost World Jurassic Park toy line. And that is, of course, the Pteranodon, aka Steelbeak. I got this sucker for $20, and it was worth it. And that was a long time ago. Now, I know some of you might be questioning why I don't have the capture gear. Well, there are reasons why. And you already know the answer to that. But without further ado, let's start with the review. Now, he doesn't have a lot of articulations on the Pteranodon. He can do a 360 with the head. Better be careful with this. He's got a 360 head. Can open his mouth. And sometimes it gets stuck too. Like, if you jiggle it a little bit, it sometimes stays open, which is kind of cool, actually. It's got a long tongue. Pinky tongue, I gotta say. Now, when I first got it, the painting of its pupils were washed off pretty badly. But luckily, I was able to paint them and sort of correct them right. And it worked out great. They look exactly like the ones from the video when you look. Okay, yeah, this is kind of creepy. That is, if you do it like this, it's kind of creepy when they stare. But yeah, it is kind of creepy. But bottom line, I was able to fix the pupils and wasn't really a big deal. Our only articulations on the leg, front, and back. He doesn't do a full 360, but his claws do. I gotta say, the claws are so eagle-like, to be honest. They look like eagles to me. You can even pick certain hatchlings and just fly them around, kind of like the one from the box set where it's shown the Pteranodon carrying a baby T-Rex. But mine, unfortunately, is a Triceratops hatchling. It can only work on a selected few hatchlings, such as the Compy, the baby T-Rex, the baby Raptor, Dilophosaurus, Pachy, you name it. But unfortunately, the trike doesn't work on the Pteranodon's feet, so yeah, that's a bummer. It could work on the figures as well, but I highly recommend not to. I mean, you can just have them like being picked up by the legs, the arms, or if you try putting them on the shoulder, you could accidentally break off the joints of the toes of the Pteranodons, but I highly recommend not trying doing that. I'd rather have this thing pick up baby hatchlings or picking the figures by the leg or something other besides them picking up by the shoulder. I said the soldier, the shoulder. There you go. Now, his action feature is kind of easy. He just sort of, flaps his wings. Pretty cool. Now, I don't want to press it too much, but because how old it is, and it can be fragile too. It also got these little locks on him. So basically, what it does is basically you just put the wings together on these locks, locked and load, and then we just use my pointy, press it here, wingspan's open. Now, I always leave it like this because if I try putting them all the time, because perfect example why it's so fragile, because the wings are very old. You can tell the discoloration of the figure as well. It's so discolored. You can tell that this thing went through a lot while it was on eBay. But yeah, one of the reasons why I always keep it this way is because how fragile the wings are. I've seen videos on... There was this YouTuber who did a review of the Quetzalcoatlus, and the wing was broken off. I think it was either the left wing or the right. I can't remember. I gotta watch it again. But yeah, I'll mention his name on the channel, by the way. But yeah, it's really obvious that the wings are the only things that are fragile, other besides the feet and the head, obviously. That's why I always keep them straightened out, open, and I always put them in a place where it doesn't fall off. I gotta pretty much create something to dangle in the air without just leaving it on the ground. But bottom line, this thing is very fragile when it comes to Jurassic Park toys. Also, the wings are not even like real feel. It's just like this robe archetype, and this stuff kind of like curls in. But I actually kind of like it. I actually liked how it's not made of plastic. It's just made of, sort of web-like. But yeah, I really love it. It also's got the JP Site B logo, number 22. Yeah, it's actually pretty pretty awesome and a decent figure. Here's the thing. I always preferred the Lost World Pteranodons over the JP3 Pteranodons and the Jurassic World Pteranodons. When I saw the Pteranodons from Jurassic Park 3, I absolutely hated it. And there's a good reason why. Number one, the Pteranodons were not supposed to be that big. And number two, they shouldn't have teeth in their beaks. Their main weapon is basically on the beak, so they should start stabbing them. They should have made the beak sharper, because the sharper the beak, the dangerous the Pteranodon is. But thankfully, Jurassic World sort of established that Pteranodons would most likely use their beaks to impale somebody, like that poor pilot from Jurassic World. We don't know how that ends. But overall, I wasn't a huge fan of the Pteranodons from Jurassic World, because they're not like the ones from the Lost World nor JP3. I mean, I'm glad they changed it, but still not a good design. I always prefer this design. Sandy beach, the blue and yellow color. So, I mean, this is what a Pteranodon should look like, colory. I know some of you might say, "Oh, it looks colory nonetheless." And of course, I sort of wish, I gotta bring this up. I sort of wish they did a retool of the Pteranodon with the crest of the Quetzalcoatlus, because for those of you that didn't know, back when the Lost World was still in production, originally the Quetzalcoatlus was supposed to show up in the film, but this was cut out in favor of the Pteranodon. And of course, the action sequence in the worker village in the original script. But I sort of wish the Quetzalcoatlus, they could have just reused this as a re-release figure with the Quetzalcoatlus head with the same color design. But hey, it is what it is. Heck, Mattel already did a Hammond collection of it, and Mr. N pretty much, I don't know if he despised it or not. To me, I was okay. I was kind of glad they did it, but I can see the meaning, his point of view of why he really disliked the Quetzalcoatlus Hammond collection figure. I was still waiting for his request after what his version would have looked like, but it is what it is. But overall, I'm going to give the Pteranodon a solid 5 out of 5. It's great. It's fun. You can mess around with it. But as a collector, you shouldn't. You just give good reviews with this guy. And put them on your display along with the other Kenner figures that you guys have in your closet. Or in your basement. Whatever room you always desire to leave them in. Or in boxes, depending on how. But yeah, thumbs up with the video. Hope you guys enjoy. Hit the like button, subscribe, share this with everybody, and don't forget to turn on notification. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And tomorrow, I'm going to do another review that's going to come out. And I'm going to let you guys guess which one is it. So yeah, that's it for the video. See you guys later.